So how many diamonds do you think I've got? I'll give you a clue. It's quite a lot. So, what you're looking at there is this is actually a scale in millimeters. So each sort of tenth of a division there is about the thickness of a human hair. And if I'm lucky, there we go. That's actually a silicon carbide tip, which is actually one of the hardest materials known to man. So I use these to scratch glass with. And let me show you the diamonds I've got, because these things are awesome. You'll see what I mean. There's quite a lot of them, but they're beautiful. So I'm not quite sure how they make them, but you can quite happily see the individual crystals. Obviously, they're not terribly big. If we sort of scroll between, you see they're about half a millimeter in size, these things, but they're gorgeous. So for a long time I've been wondering what the hell. They're not very expensive, so a bag of diamonds like this, it's actually a gram of diamonds, but you get an awful lot of diamonds for a gram, and they're about $20 or something. In fact, let me see if I can actually just get one of these on here, whilst I describe what my plan is for these things. It's basically to see how diamonds burn. And you might think, well, why on earth would you want to see how diamonds burn? Well, it turns out, if you think about it, it's sort of fairly interesting in that, most things, when they burn, it's a gaseous reaction. You've got flames, and stick your fingers quite right. Well, most things that burn are gas-gas reactions. Let me see how many of these I can pull in there. And now diamonds don't burn very easily. You need basically a pure oxygen atmosphere to get them to burn. And not only that, you've got to get them to like 1,000 degrees before they'll burn. Wow, that's even got a 6 on it. So now comes the interesting question. If I get these things up to 1,000 degrees, how do these things burn? It's basically got to be oxygen molecules are reacting with these little faces. Yeah, it's quite amazing how much precision you get actually. Considering they're only half a millimeter in size, I've not got a particularly good setup on this. So the question for me would be: is how do these things burn? Do they burn? Right, so it's quite likely with these things that the edges, they're beautiful. The edges and faces will have different chemical reactivities. So here's the question: if I were to set these diamonds on fire, would they burn till they're essentially spherical, or would they just burn on one of the flat faces, or would they burn on all faces equally? And it's actually quite challenging to do on several fronts. First of all, to get diamonds to burn, you've got to get them up to about 1,000 degrees, and then you've got to give them a pure oxygen atmosphere. So how do you actually heat these things up to 1,000 degrees without blowing them around all over the place? Right? I mean, it's dead easy to get things up to 1,000 degrees. You just put them in an oxygen propane torch or something. But if you can't do that, how are you going to do it? And I don't really have a very... Oh, God, they're beautiful. I don't have a great answer to it yet because I've not tried it. But I'm guessing what I'll probably do is get a little disc of something that burns very hot or is very unreactive when it's hot. Maybe something like niobium or something. And then you either heat it up inductively or you just pass loads of current through it. And that gets you up to 1,000 degrees. And at that point, you've just got to give it an oxygen atmosphere. Oops. And then you've got to film it. Which again is maybe, that's beautiful. So with some of these things, you actually read what's underneath the diamond. I have a decent optical stage on this thing. I do have an optical stage somewhere, but Yeah, so you can read half of the number through a diamond. It's a diamond lens. Actually, that 2. Can I get something on the 2 there? Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. So obviously you need a much better setup than this. Oh, that's glorious. The number 2 now available in diamond. Anyway, so if I can get them to burn, you don't have long before. Well, actually, I don't know how long they take to burn to nothing, but they're fairly small diamonds, and you can't like blow lots of gas around. The one nice thing is you can probably just have them immersed in like a beaker of oxygen or something, because it also means that when they burn, they're not going to consume much oxygen. But you've also got to get the lens fairly close. I mean, the lens on this at the moment is about a centimetre or so away. I'm going to really challenge my skills here. Can I get that over the 3? Oh, so close, so close. It's stuck. There we go, but it's close enough. Right, a win's a win. Come on. That's most of a 3. I'll take it. Anyway, so those are my diamonds, which hopefully sometime this year I'm going to burn. Just to see how diamonds actually burn when you've got beautiful little crystals like this. So if you enjoyed that, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see what I can do about trying to burn some cute little baby diamonds.